Welcome to Bilingualism Today with Paola Bohórquez, Argemiro Padilla, and Andrés Morales. Analyzing the 21st century. Bilingualism Today. In today's chapter, what aspects should be considered to transform learning environments that enable better learning?
Welcome to another episode of Bilingualism Today. This time we are going to discuss which trends and perspectives should be considered to transform bilingual learning environments for the future. The world is always changing and it is important to stop, observe, and analyze and question our practices and beliefs about education in order to adapt to the new conditions. One clear example for this scenario took place in the business management world during the emergence for quality assurance during the 80s and 90s, as stated from Schmidt and Finnegan 1992 in their video The Race Without a Finish Line based on the book. Let's watch it now.
To survive, they must adapt to the changing conditions in the world around them. Those who had once been winners but were now dead in the water began to question time-honored beliefs and practices. They looked with fresh eyes at their turbulent world. They began to gather and analyze information more carefully. They measured and planned more precisely. They learned to think about themselves and those they served more systematically. They learned to break with the past. They learned to plan for the future. But most important of all, they learned to think and act as a team.
What a remarkable similarity. Now we need to question our practices considering the changes the educational field has been going through in the last decades in terms of policy, assessment, and pedagogical practices. To achieve a high-quality education system prepared to attend the demands of the future, it is of big importance to understand that our learners are part of a recovery ecosystem in which the best conditions for achieving the goal requires a collaborative work among stakeholders. For example, the Vitra School in Copenhagen is working with a student-centered approach by changing the physical settings and promoting approaches for developing a lifelong learning, helping students to be problem solvers and creative critical thinkers that evolve and grow constantly to transform reality.
Yes, Paola, and to create that kind of transformative learning experiences, we must offer students new approaches and ideas to solve problems, new tools to challenge their beliefs, promote reflections and practice. The goal is to trigger a transformation. This may be a strong reason why our imagination, awareness, knowledge, skills, and most important, our common values, intellectual and moral maturity, and sense of responsibility will guide us for the world to become a better place. For example, 2 years ago with COVID-19 pandemic in Monteria, as in the rest of the country, we were forced to transform our habitual jobs into remote work. This had an impact in our teaching process.
I agree with you, Argemiro. With this in mind, it's important to consider the students' overall well-being by creating learning situations that boost the development of transformative competencies to thrive in, and the schools need to provide innovative tools to help students evolve and grow, and to find and adapt the right place to transform reality in a changing world.
Yes, Paola, but I want to add that to lead humanity toward a better future in learning environments, educators and leaders need access to opportunity, supports, and the correct resources. Colombia has been working on this by preparing teachers with new tools, not only in English, but also in technology, for example, the STEM courses and programs from the Ministry of Education.
Outstanding contributions, Argemiro and Paola. Now, in terms of bilingualism, it is also important to create environments to foster translingual approaches with respect for personal identities and cultures, and in this way raise multicultural and plurilingual awareness as the world is now a global village. As a conclusion, all the need of transformation in education that we have mentioned today should lead to a better curriculum design that engages and challenges learners and educators to overcome the four walls and go to real-life learning environments, cooperation and collaboration to achieve results which have a global impact, horizontal connectedness among different disciplines enriching learning experiences in a holistic way, promote critical thinking and real contextualized knowledge in search of analyzing the world and solving the problems around, which in turn will provide tools for reflection, adaptation, anticipation, contributing with emotional stability, as we can learn from Arnsten in 2009. So that's all for today. Thank you for coming to our new episode of Bilingualism Today.